Hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? All right, so today I want to talk about the ego and how to destroy your ego, or why the ego is so against you making money, how you need to get rid of it. So, this is part of the lessons I learned last year. Basically, I let my ego get out of control. And, this wasn't just due to me, having some certain level of success, making a certain amount of money. I think this was a mix of, me getting a bit tired of, me not sure what I was gonna do next, me getting a bit frustrated. Sometimes when, dealing with people all day, it can, wear you down. And if you let, your pride build, it's a recipe for disaster as well. You stop appreciating people. It's really hard, especially a business like this where, essentially people, being in business in any field, people have what you want, you know what I'm saying? Customers have the money, and, and obviously they give you money to provide a service to them. So, you need to love people essentially. And I started getting to a position where I started hating people. A few things happened. So, clients would, I had a period where all my clients basically left in a short period. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them left. I was finding it hard to sign people up. My motivation was low. I had clients leave me for I had a client leave me for another trainer, which basically triggered things off. And I kind of just got to the point where I was just like, how long am I going to do this for? Like, is this worth it? You're waking up in the morning, you're like, oh, I'm doing this again. And, because I knew this wasn't the end goal. And it's really hard, like, when you feel like your potential lies elsewhere, to wake up and then, and essentially you have to, give your best service essentially. And my service did dip, and, I decided to go to a competition, and then, boy, that, I wouldn't say necessarily the ego skyrocketed, but, doing this whole social media thing, and now in the world of likes and comments and followers and this and that, it's just insane. And I think the fitness industry is quite rife, I believe. The whole ego thing is huge, about, people looking at their best. It's a very vain industry. And that's the reality of the situation. And, you might even heard it around your gym, or from people, other trainers. You might have heard people say, oh, I pick who I train. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, no one can just train with me. I pick who I train, or, or people, yeah, or just, it's just a bit insane. Like, the ego is a bit crazy, and, ego is the opposite of hunger. When your ego is full, you start turning down opportunities. Like, I would be turning down assessments. If someone would cancel on me last minute, I would take that, personally, and I wouldn't reschedule. Or if someone was a little bit late to an assessment, I'd just cancel it. I'd even leave, if someone was 10 minutes late, or and say they're on their way, I would leave and just be like, oh, basically don't value my time. It was just crazy, and my money dips crazy. As they say, pride comes before the fall, and I definitely experienced that. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of things where ego gets in the way. So ego will stop you even approaching people. If you think you're too good, and you think people should be approaching you because you look in great shape, or you've done this or that, it's going to stop you from approaching people, because essentially, every time you approach someone, you're open to rejection. And if your ego is that sensitive, where someone not interested in your services is gonna, it's gonna hurt your pride, then it's gonna stop you doing it. Look at someone like Conor McGregor, for example. Ego out of control at one stage. He offered someone a drink, the person said no, and he just went crazy, punched him. Like, when your ego is out of control, like, it makes you do crazy things. It's very hard to be sociable when your ego is up. And as I said as well, ego stops you being hungry. If someone's acting a bit flaky, or, messing you around a little bit, your ego will be like, forget that person, let me go on to someone else. But, sometimes you just have to be a bit patient and be a bit hungry, and, go the extra level. And even just accepting criticism. If your ego is off the chain, it's going to be hard for you to accept criticism. Someone might suggest you do something better, but you feel like you know best, and essentially your service will drop, because, as they say, the customer's always right. And I think, you always, at least, even if the customer's wrong, you always want to agree with them anyway. If you want to keep with it, if you want to keep them as a client, that's the number one rule of selling. You want to always agree with the customer at all times. Also, ego will stop you from chasing opportunities. Again, like you could teach a class, you know, but then the ego might get in the way. Like, why am I teaching the class? Like, you know, that's what the coaches are paid for. I'm going to put myself out there and I'm not getting paid for this. You know, why am I doing this for free? You know, well, there's many things you do for free, as Grant Cardone says. You know, no one's paid you to wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, this and that. You know, just teach a class. You know, do an induction, do some free stuff, take a tour. You know, you're not too. You know, once you start thinking you're too good for the small things, you know, it's just gonna permeate, go into all parts of your business. It's crazy, and I really did learn this the hard way. And yeah, in terms of so Instagram followers and likes, you know, though you might feel good, you know, people getting ratings, people are rating your stuff, you know, it's not going to translate to necessarily you getting clients in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Mrs. Jones doesn't care if you got 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 followers on Instagram or more. You know, Mrs. Jones, you know, or you know, the average Joe or average Joanne, you know, doesn't give a damn about, you know, that you won your competition, and you know, I mean, maybe they might like it, but you know, it's not going to be the breaking point. It's not going to be the tipping point. The main thing is, you know, are you a nice person? Are you, you know, could you train them, you know, in a way that they enjoy? Are you friendly? Are you on time? You know, do you give good service? Like all this ego, you know, especially social media, it's insane. I don't even use Instagram anymore. The only reason I got my Instagram is if you want to shout me and ask for some advice. Otherwise, I would have deleted it a long time. Like literally, like I'm so anti-social media right now because you know, you can either post on Instagram or you can speak to someone in the gym. Like, what is it? Like, I literally have to dedicate time to posting every day. Whereas, you know, imagine every day, for every post I put up, I approach one person. You know, what would have made me more money? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to break it down like that. Obviously, long term, you know, if you do have aspirations, I'm not trying to knock you down in terms of if you've got aspirations of being a social media influencer, getting paid to travel the world or do videos or get sponsored. Like, that's completely different. But I'm talking about if you want to make money in the gym, then you have to focus on the gym, essentially. And yeah, like I said, you know, there's been some trainers in the gym that have been killing it on social media, killing it in the competitions, 5,000 plus followers, you know, loads of likes, you know, tons of selfies, abs everywhere, and didn't make enough money to stay in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't make enough money they had to leave. Like, it's just crazy. Like, and you know, in the ego, they wouldn't approach people because obviously they're these, you know, figures and sponsored and this and that. Like, it's outrageous. And you know, but you know, it took me personal experience to learn this because, you know, even experienced trainers who are busy, obviously, you know, once you have a certain amount of clientele, the hunger goes, right? You can have a bit of ego. Obviously, you know, I learned that, you know, they don't show ego to their clients, but you know, they don't even give advice to people if they're not getting paid for it. You know, after a couple questions, you know, one of the trainers was telling me, who's been in the gym for over 10 years, after a couple questions, he would just shut them down and, you know, say they need to pay him basically for more advice or booking a session or something. Outrageous. But you know, if you're there, you can do that. But if you're hungry and you're just starting up, you know, you need to give as much free advice as you can. Give as much as you can, and you know, essentially get them to sign up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and essentially, like, no one likes people who think they're too good. You know what I'm saying? Good for their business, essentially. Like, if you've ever gone to a place, and you've gone to a shop or a restaurant or to buy clothes and the service is really bad and they're like, you know, they're not even wanted there, you know, how's that going to make you feel? And it's basically the other way around. Like, us in the gym is our time to show customer service. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to go far and beyond to make the customer feel like they're valued and that we want their business. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fair enough, you know, it might feel like, you know, you don't want to seem hungry, but, you know, or desperate, you know, it's going to be off-putting. But, you know, what's more off-putting is you being not hungry and not desperate, like you don't care. You know, see how much money that makes you versus, you know, really being hungry and, oh, let's do it, let's go, enthusiasm, you know. And many experts have said this, and it's actually the truth. If you think back to it, you know what I'm saying, nothing can go wrong from being too hungry. Like, even in my head, I say, I G myself up. I'm like, this person I'm about to sit up, if I'm doing an assessment, this person I'm going to sit up across from them, you know, they shouldn't think that I think that I'm too good to beg. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I think that I'm not too, you know what I'm saying, that I'm too good to beg. You know what I'm saying? I will do whatever it takes to get this across the line. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've learned from listening to some, you know, some top experts in the game. Like, you know, whatever it takes, like ego to the side. If I have to beg, I have to beg. Just get you across the line. Let's keep growing my business. Let me help you, and let's all win together. Like ego, just get rid of it. I'm telling you. And you know, essentially put your clients first. You know, you're gonna either train yourself, do your cardio, have your food, or train your client. Train your client. Just do it. I'm telling you. You know, you're gonna go home, have a nap, watch something, play video games, or train a client. Or train the client. Stay around the gym. You know, meet someone new. Like, you've got to really put the clients first. Cut out the ego. You know, be a servant before anything. And yeah, your business will change. I'm telling you. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. You know, I'll probably mentioned a few interesting concepts. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, so you know you see my videos first. Notification bell as well. And yeah, Instagram me, do whatever, get in contact. It's always good to hear from you, and I'll catch you on the next one.